Hey folks, welcome to another trade breakdown. We're back in the winner's circle today. It's 30 August, doing this in the evening of. We took about 60 pips plus in German 40 this morning. It ran further, but basically just took it where I was securing most. That was basically where I just said the end of the pips. So let's dive into it. I'll go through the thoughts. So let's just bring up the news. What we had today, we had a couple of trades today, actually. So, but I will just talk about German 40 mainly. I did take trades on pound Aussie that have sort of been long standing based on the fundamental basis. We had Aussie CPI. So I guess the market was really just waiting for that. And I'll often mention that there's often a catalyst that the market will be pricing in. And once we have that news, then we'll see price move. So often you'll get price will stall or just be like really slow. It's just really waiting for a piece of key information before it will make its move. We had the German preliminary CPI today as well. They said all day here, but on other news sources, it was at 1 p.m. UK time. So that one didn't really have much of a. It didn't really change anything at all. It came out as expected, and it was late. It was at 1 p.m. So this is far later than when we're actually looking to take the trade. What was quite nice was that I had a bearish bias since yesterday based on purely how the market had reacted from the US news. And what that did, it was just really pull the US indices went crazy because what we had was bearish news from coming out of the US. This just signaled to the Fed saying that it's just showing all signs of a slowing economy. And there's a headline right here, Feds can pretty much stop hiking if the economy keeps on slowing at the current pace. So what that led to was a big rally in all indices, in the Nasdaq, the Dow, the S&P, um, even like the European indices, the FTSE, the DAX, the CAC, just all indices had a real big boost on these on this continuing news that's been just showing that the biggest economy in the world slowing down. That was on the back of the day before. Oh no, sorry, not the day before. Maybe it must have been last week. Anyway, so and then it was backed up again with more US news today, but we're not going to talk about that. What from a price action point of view, looking at the German, okay, let's just replay data, cut off that candle there. So we're going to have we spoke about yesterday's disaster. And then on that US news, this is where we saw all the indices just having that really just one-sided volatility. Price pushed up over 170 pips. And yeah, basically what it did though on a daily, which was really, really interesting, was when I talk about structure, I'm looking to the left. So let's just bring that up. Okay, so let's go to the daily chart. And I was talking about in the stream yesterday, talking about before this daily candle. So let me just hide that for now. Okay. Before this daily candle had formed, or as it was like pushing up into this area, I did have a thought regarding this, like this range, this accumulation of orders, and then price push down into it. Generally, if you see something like this, or you'll find many examples of this like consolidation period. It creates a type of structure. Okay. And when you get a candle that closes inside of it, so say we get a candle that is doing whatever and it is pushing up into this zone. This happens on any time frame as well. You can look at 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. Now, if price managed to close inside of it like this, then it would be very easy for it's just basically mandatory that price is going to get to the top. Okay. Once we're closed inside, we generally go to the top. That was what I was hoping price would do yesterday. I was hoping it was really going to stop and close somewhere inside of here because it makes my bias for the next day really easy. Now, what actually happened was it closed all the way. Let me just see if I can do this. Yeah, I want to keep that black line. it closed and went up straight up into this area. Basically just did the job in one candle. Okay, so let me just put a proper rectangle around it. I'm going to do black box. Green box. Oh, no, green box. Structure on the daily box. Okay, so it's going to be these yellow lines. Not the prettiest color that I could have picked. Anyway, so this is daily structure, this yellow that's really faint. If I go to the lower time frame, now in this 15 minute time frame, I'm going to change this box. Okay, black box. We had the Asian session. Asian session goes and pushes up into that zone. Okay, and then we've got a few more candles. Great. Now we're inside of this this Euro session. So Asian finished the job. Okay. Now, after it finished the job, it actually made the sell idea much easier to anticipate. Just had to find out when to get in. And so it's good that I went and did the revision from yesterday, because it made me think that the ideal trade for yesterday would have been waiting for a reaction from a 15-minute rejection candle. Same thing on Monday, same thing. Looking for a 15-minute rejection candle, that gave me the better opportunity rather than trying to force something in here like I did yesterday, taking like a loss on that one. Just had to wait, you know. I was late to get into the charts, so that didn't help anything about taking breakouts, but it did. I was just running through all the different scenarios that it could have happened. Okay, so this is the close of the first hour of Euro. So then the next, this is the close. This is now the Euro Frankfurt Open candle. Okay, so if we go to the hour, this is Frankfurt Open. Now, having been so bullish yesterday, I was a little bit cautious about jumping into sells too quickly, because you know we do have a lot of bullish pressure. Okay, so a lot of bullish pressure since Friday last week. So I wasn't going to give it so easy, but we did have a lot of clean candles here. So this acceleration, this real fast move, you don't really want to buy the highs of these kind of moves. So it did make sense for pullback. So you could have taken pullback longs, or if you don't want to wait that long for pullback longs, you could look for sells. Just had to wait for the confirmations, the right confirmations to get involved with this. But either idea could have worked. Pullback longs based on high, probably macroeconomics, that buys would probably be easier if you got the right price action and price pulled back down to a decent support level. Or because we're so extended on price, it makes sense that if we can actually form price action bearish rejections and then start breaking down through support, you can anticipate price can break down and fill some of these clean candles. Okay, so essentially it was just a waiting game. What would it look like to get involved? Well, based on the previous 2 days, this is what the two best entries from the previous 2 days. This is Tuesday. Would have been waiting for a 15-minute rejection candle. This time it happened around 8:30 to 8:45. This 15-minute candle. Having the patience to wait for price to push up into the wick, show a rejection candle, and then sell back down. Monday, the same thing. Monday, the trade happened a little bit earlier. Price opened high and then closed bearish, leaving a rejection wick, liquidity candle, whatever you want to call it, outside candle. And then my idea was taking the top of the doji, but the 5 minute time frame gave you 5 minute time frame gave the rejection candle, which was this one here. I'll just put in the black circle. That was your confirmation to go down based on retesting the 15-minute wick. So let's see if today did something similar. Okay. Waiting for a 15-minute rejection. We do have one here, but this one here is not the right time. 6:15 is a bit early. Oops. First candle, 15-minute rejection candle. Okay. 0800 to 0815 UK time. What's your play now? Play now is to wait for a retest. So target somewhere inside of this wick. Okay. To look for more downside. Drop to a lower time frame. Beautiful candle right here. Okay. Now we just want to anticipate another one like this somewhere here to then get some downside. So price pushes down. Okay. Pushes down. The timing of a lot of these moves is around that 8:30-ish. So that's a key time to be ready. I got to the charts about here or here. Okay. These two candles left no top wick. So there's a very good chance that price is going to return to this area, take this liquidity, and then retest this area. Okay. So what you're still waiting for, a rejection. So price kept on going up. Little doji candle. Not quite what you're looking for. Not quite in the zone either. Okay. Price pushed up. Very good. Rejection candle inside the zone. This is your entry. Anticipation entry, if you were having a good week and you were confident what you're seeing, would have been somewhere up in this area. Because I hadn't had a decent week at all, and I actually got a phone call right at this time. I had to wait for price. I saw this one, saw it closing like this. As it was wicking up, breaking these lows, would manage to get an entry a little bit lower than the break of that. So timing wasn't quite perfect on my behalf here, but the idea was sound. Okay, so entry below here. Okay, given about 25 pips stop loss if you want to put it above here. If you've got two rejections, price shouldn't be. If price is breaking above and closing above here, then be prepared for it to go up quite a bit more. Price gave these rejections, anticipation entry, confirmation entry, waiting for this candle to close. There were your two types. Okay, then price or take profit was looking to the left, targeting at least around this previous session high or into these candles. Okay, so price, we're at to close. Most of it was at the euro, about here, right there. That was where I basically closed the majority. Price pushed down. This is where it bounced off of, and then it hung here for ages, felt like ages, 20 odd minutes or so. Then it started pushing down, and then it closed full when it got to these monthly levels. Okay, this 15,850 area, more or less just about here. So took almost full position to 50 pips, and then the runner drove down like another 100, 100 from the entry. Then it just rebounded. So that's history. The rest is history now. So plan to trade. We're learning from the mistakes this week with an idea for price that can fill this area. Okay. Price can fill these clean candles. Overall, bullish bias for the session, bearish bias. Had to wait for confirmation. 15 minutes was a decent one. Gave a nice bearish 15-minute candle. Looking for a retest inside of this wick area. 5-minute gave you a beautiful setup. What we look for in these streams. Anticipation entry somewhere inside of here. Minimal stop loss would have been a fantastic risk reward. Waiting for confirmation, which I did wait for. Waiting for this candle to close, and then caught it on the break or downside. So good one. Good recovery after taking yesterday's negative 12 pips. So we're back on track. Anyway, hope you guys learn and enjoy this. So I will see you in London tomorrow. Bye bye.